Welcome, everybody. I am Justin Hinkle of Suitcase Designs, and today I have with me Cheryl Johnson of Nostalgic Travel Company. Cheryl, how are you doing today?
Great. Thank you so much for asking. How are you?
Great. We're filming this right before Christmas, so lots of stuff going on, and I appreciate you jumping on the call with us and being able to be
Happy to
here
do
today.
it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, Cheryl has a website with Suitcase Designs, nostalgictravelco.com. Where were you before you found us? What was your website situation?
Well, I had tried, I think it was with Travify. I tried to build my own website
Hmm.
and so they had the templates that you could use and you could but it was very limited. So I put it together as best I could, but I wasn't happy with it and it kind of looked, I don't know, just looked amateurish. So I just wasn't really happy and I knew I could do better. But I knew I couldn't do it myself because I just I don't have that kind of talent.
Hmm.
So
How much
I
time
know
do you
my
think you spent?
limitations. Um, I probably would practice getting things, together. I spent many hours
Hmm.
on several different days trying to get it to look good and I just couldn't find the magic, whatever it was, I couldn't find that magic touch.
How did you find Suitcase Designs?
So I think about that same time when I was putting it together, I was doing careers on vacation,
Hmm.
and I think so I must have been maybe halfway through, three-quarters of the way through. I'm not sure what, but so a lot of things were going on. I was trying to learn marketing and all of that kind of stuff, and they had that partnership portal, I believe it was
Hmm.
called, and Suitcase Designs was in there, and it was highly recommended by Cindy Williams, of course, because I think, well, yeah, because going through Careers on Vacation, we would go to the webinars on a regular basis,
Hmm.
and people would talk about what their process was, how they were doing with their own websites, and what kinds of things they were doing. And I think one of the best pieces of advice I got was, if it's too much for you, just find somebody who really knows how to do that thing that you need and have that person help you out because I know my weaknesses. And so that's how I found you. I found you on the partner portal with Careers on Vacation.
Right. We are a Careers on Vacation partner. We're in the partner portal, one of the featured partners. Um, I went through Careers on Vacation myself. And so one of the things that we um, like our mission, our values is that we focus specifically on travel agents and especially like individual contractors and small agencies, because that's our background. And I know what you're going through. Like when I went through COV, I saw a lot of people who are great at planning travel and having all these the visions of trips they can get for people, but the technology wasn't a strong point for everyone, and they were struggling. And I just wanted to be there to be able to give a good value um, to this community in a way that nobody else was really focused on. I want to be able to meet us where we're at as travel agents. Um, what was the process like for you, from your point of view, when we first got together and started developing your website?
It was great because, and I just want to hit on what you said about travel advisors because I had kind of looked around, and
Hmm.
that was the missing thing. Somebody I needed somebody that knew about what I was doing to get it, to get the kind of website that I knew I needed. And so I think the first thing I did was I went on the what is it the on the portal, and I
Hmm.
found your information, and I signed up for what do you call it, like a I signed up for one of the
Initial
meetings to
discovery call, yeah.
discuss. Yes, the initial discovery call. We talked about it, and you asked me what my vision was for my website, what my niche was, those kinds of things. And I believe I might have sent you some. I don't know if I sent pictures or not, but I think I probably sent you. information like
Mhm.
a description of my agency, that kind of thing. And I think it didn't take very long. It was probably, I don't know, was it like a week or two? And I don't know, it's been so long, I can't remember. But I know that so after we talked, we you told me you were gonna put something together for me to look at, and I was also on the Facebook group for Careers on Vacation,
Mhm.
and so you gave me a link that I could use. So I shared that with them and got feedback from the people that were in that group. And from there, I think we had another call where you showed me, what you had and gave me a chance to approve or, say whatever it is. Do you like this? Do you not like this? Make whatever changes necessary. And then it went live after that. So it was a very easy process.
Do you feel like the website speaks in your voice? That's one of the things I try to do is make sure
Absolutely.
it speaks in your voice, because if it doesn't, we'll go redo it. But I don't want it to sound like Justin. I want it to sound like Cheryl.
Hmm. Hmm. And you did that. And it was great because I was like, wow, it's like you read my mind. You brought my ideas to life. So I
I,
was
I
happy
love
about
your
that.
website. Um, it's one of my favorite websites. We show it to a lot of people when
Oh.
when they're like, can I have an example? I'm like, take a look at Cheryl's, because I love the way it looks. I love everything about it. And a lot of that is what you brought to the table. So thank you for making us look good.
We're a good team.
Yes. Um, and you are one of the agents who have expanded beyond the homepage, and you've got some additional pages to your website. You've got a blog, you're active on that. How's that process work for you? You know, between uploading the blog, is that simple for you to do?
Oh, absolutely. And it was so funny because I know you gave me a choice. You said,
Mhm.
if you want, you would do the uploads or you could show me how to do it. I haven't taken the reins yet. I'm not quite ready yet. But it was, I mean, you did show me the process and it's an easy process. I just,
Mhm.
just with the marketing and all of those other things, I haven't felt ready yet to tackle that. But yeah, it's so easy. All I have to do is figure out what the blog is going to be, and then once I put that together, send it to you. And I think a lot of times it's up like maybe the same day or the next day. It doesn't
I
take
try
very
and get it
long.
up within that 24 hours, because I want to be, unless you're posting it for some future event, I want to try and be timely as well from our perspective, um, with your blog posts, because
Hmm.
I want your website to stay active, because doing that makes your website better for Google. They love a dynamic website, and you are definitely active on that website.
Hmm.
So you've got, let's see what else you have. You have a groups trips page,
Yes.
and a couple of them. You're putting together an educational trip to Spain.
Yes. Or and not yes, I am so one of the like part of my niche is, group travel and
Mhm.
since I'm a retired teacher, I decided that and I did that sort of thing when I was teaching. We did a lot of travel and I wanted to make it possible for other teachers that want to do the same thing because that's just a real big, who do you go with? What travel agency are you going to go with when you want to take your students on trips? And there's just so much to it that it just like what you said about starting doing websites for travel advisors, and because you are one. It's the same thing with building trips for teachers. Being a
Mhm.
teacher, I know what their special needs are as
Right.
far as for their students and things like that. And so that's why I wanted to reach out to that community and hopefully help them get the trip that they want and have it planned the way they need it to be.
That's excellent news. Like, I, you're so focused on a specific niches, and that's one of the things that we try to encourage people to do. If they're too broad, like, we really look, what's your ideal client is one of those questions we're always asking,
Hmm.
especially if they're coming out of Careers on Vacation, because that's one of the exercises that hopefully they've worked on. Um, because if you're trying to speak to everybody, you're not speaking to anybody.
Right,
So,
right.
like, I love your website because it does speak to very specific clients. And I think that makes it shine and hopefully makes it more useful for you as a tool to generate that business.
Yes, definitely.
Let's see, you've also got a group cruises page that you're promoting some group cruises that you're working on.
Yes.
Do you feel like the presentation on those pages really, because we're not just slapping up, here's the group cruise, like the itinerary
Right,
itself. We're
right.
trying to really sell that cruise,
Hmm.
and your service for that cruise. Do you feel like that's
Right.
really uh,
I,
presented in a way that you love?
I do. I do. I love the graphics on the page because to me I think it's pretty. It's nice to look at. So I love it. Everybody that I show it to seems to feel the same way. So
That's excellent news. That's really the where you want the final thing to be, is someone that's not us looking at it
Mhm.
and loving it as well and being drawn in by the site. Um, the design process. How do you feel the design represents your brand? You were talking about the way it looks, so.
Mhm. I think it just speaks to my personality. Just
Mhm.
the colors, I mean, even the font, everything. It just all comes together, and I don't know. It just makes me happy.
It makes me happy too. I like I said, it's one of my favorite websites, and I love working on it. Like we're about to do another page together to promote your upcoming podcast, and I just love going back to your website. And so thank you for bringing that back to us. And um, I think that's one of those things also with our, like I always tell everybody, it's an ongoing relationship. Yeah, I don't know how it feels from your side. I hope it feels that way, that you know you can always come to me and we're going to help you, make this better all the time.
Well, I feel I feel what you're saying because every time I've ever had a question, I ask and right away you get back to me. Like sometimes I'm just amazed because sometimes I'll ask questions, like I'll send an email, and I'm not necessarily looking to get an immediate response. I'm just doing it because I don't want to forget to
Hmm.
what I needed to ask. And then 10 minutes later, I got a response. So I think the response time, everything, like you said, like with the blogs, like you are so on top of that. And like everything that I've asked for, I've gotten a response immediately. And you know, you're just a pleasure to work with.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to show off your website right now. I'm going to share my screen. Is that okay with you?
Of course.
Okay, I'll bring it over here. Dismiss a reminder of our call together. um, so this is your landing page. What do you like most about, like, just right here in the hero section, being drawn in?
um, I think I think for me, I like the color scheme.
Hmm.
It's I don't know if the word I'm looking for is modern or and I'm not really good at describing. I've always been that way. Like it's like with art. I love certain artworks. I can't explain why I like them. I just know that I do. But I guess if I had to nail it down to something, I just like the way I just like the colors and I think the font and just how they all go together.
Hmm.
And it's clean.
And I mean, we worked off your brand kit, so like your colors really helped bring this to life.
Hmm.
So, we're really looking, like you said, clean. We look to balance it with a lot of space because
Hmm.
we don't want anybody to be overwhelmed by too much text. We want them to
Right.
really focus, because they're going to scan your site at first. And I
Hmm.
really want them to focus on those things that jump out at them, the headings, the pictures, things like that.
Hmm. Yeah, and I've looked at other websites where I'm just not even sure where to go. Like,
Hmm.
what is this? And I just think this one is like, I'm gonna say the word clean again. It's clean. If I can just look on the top, I can figure out where I want to go from there. It's not difficult at all. So, because if you spend too much time trying to figure something out, you're just gonna give up. And that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, and something you just spoke about, giving up. You have like 3 to 5 seconds before someone gives up on your website. That hero
Hmm.
section is the main thing that people get drawn in by, and if we don't nail that, you know, the rest of the website's useless. No matter how
Hmm.
great we made it, where they
That's
land that
right.
first point, we always want to make sure that's the best.
Hmm.
We talk about how easy it is to plan a trip with you. They schedule a consultation, you take care of it, and they enjoy their vacation.
Hmm.
That really helps bring clients, home in the sense that um, they're overwhelmed already, and they're like, oh, okay, this is going to be simple. I'm going to schedule that consultation, just find out how simple it can be.
Hmm.
And we showcase your testimonials for social proof and your features. You've got lots of great qualifications. And then we try and end with an objection buster to kind of push people off the fence. If they haven't decided that they want to book yet, um, we try and write something up on one of the major objections that might be in your niche. And saving money is always a big one. So we went with that
Hmm.
one right now. And then we incorporate your email marketing. And oh, you actually changed email marketers recently.
I did.
How easy
Yes.
was that process of the change for us to incorporate for you?
Um, it was pretty easy for me.
Mhm.
All I did was let you know who my marketer was,
Mhm.
and I think the next day it was changed. I think I
I
pretty
think it was pretty
much. I'm
close.
pretty
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just like, I don't have to worry about this at all. So I just love that. Because that's the kind of stuff that, I mean, it would have taken me probably 2 months to figure out and I'm sure my if I had to do this myself, my website would be down.
Mhm.
Um, I wouldn't know. I would have made so many mistakes, and nobody has time for that.
I'm gonna bring up your educational travel page. So
Okay.
this is great because these photos you supplied from other trips you've taken to Spain, right?
Hmm. Yes.
And that's something we also want to incorporate for people is that personal experience to relate to the clients.
Hmm.
Um, like you said, we've got the schedule consultation button often throughout the site because we want them to, and it's always up here. That's the
Hmm.
number one goal we want them to do. We want them to be inspired to just talk to you, and then your service sells them on the rest.
Hmm.
Do you feel like the website um, sells you more than the travel? Like, because that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, yeah, I believe so. I think so. Definitely.
Um, Let me see here. What advice would you have for someone just starting out? They, whether they're going through careers on vacation, whether they're just fresh signed up with a host agency and you know taking their training, they know they need some type of website. What would you do if you were giving them the advice? What would you do today if you were just starting
I,
out?
I would probably say, hey, if you don't think you can do this yourself, you need to find somebody who's capable enough to do it. And somebody who understands what a travel advisor is looking for. Because you don't want to have the same website as somebody who's, I don't know, selling machinery, because it's
Hmm.
not the same thing. You need somebody that understands travel advising, because otherwise it's not gonna, I mean, it might be okay, but it's not gonna be what you really need. And this is, like you said, it's selling you. So you need to have something that's gonna stand out and put you out there. So I would definitely say hire Justin.
I appreciate that. Um, I think one of the other things we were trying to do, like you said, specifically someone knows who travel advisors, travel industry. I went through COV myself, and I was as a member of, or as a student of Careers on Vacation. You know, I was touched by everybody who's so passionate about planning these vacations and these lifetime memories for other people. Um, but they get stuck and maybe it stops them from progressing their business because they're spending all their time trying to develop a website on some template websites or working with someone who doesn't know the travel industry, and it's just spinning their wheels. And so we tried to bring a value that really met them where they were, you know, as an early career travel advisor, and knowing that there's a lot of startup costs, do you feel like the value is there for what you get, what you paid for? You get the value you're coming through?
Definitely, definitely, because I don't know if I had to do this myself. And first of all, I probably it would just be such a bad website, so there would be no value to it. There's so much value in having a professional website.
Hmm.
Like you said, those templates, those are maybe one size fits all, and I mean, and those are perfect for some people for certain things. But for this, I think, you know, if you gotta, if you you want to make money, you gotta spend money, you know. And I don't think it was unreasonable. I've looked at, you know, before I found you, I was
Hmm.
looking at other places, and I thought the prices were just out of this world. So I thought this was a great price point, and I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. I definitely do, you know?
Excellent.
So, and I mean, and part of it is, attention to, you know, you pay such good attention to your clients, and you're just taking such good care of us. So, that definitely has, I mean, I don't know if you can put price on that, you know?
I appreciate that. Thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome.
All right. I'm going to wrap this up. You know, it's like I said, it's currently the holiday season for anybody watching this, and, you know, let Cheryl get back to her family. And I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today. Um, your website again is nostalgictravelco.com. If anybody wants to go out there and visit your website, check it out for themselves. Um, I just appreciate your time today so much. Thank you so much for being with me.
Well, I appreciate you inviting me to talk to you. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Well, have a
All right.
wonderful holiday season. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to
All
you later.
right.
Okay, Cheryl?
Okay, sounds great. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.